Hi you guys, welcome back to my garden. In today's video we are going to plant up some beautiful containers. Matter of fact, I cannot hold it, I cannot wait, but I want to show you guys our thriller in this container. So one moment, let me go get it. Ow! Guys, look at this. What? What? You guys, I know. Okay, so first off, if you guys are one of the old gardeners or one of the gardeners that has been following my journey for quite some time, last year I canceled some roses and I swore, honey, I swore never to bring roses in my garden again until my neighbor took his rose bush out, which I will get to that. You guys, when I seen these beautiful blooms, honey, when I seen them, I just could not contain myself. Now, I had swore off roses in my garden because, you guys, of rosette, and it's a very nasty disease. If you get it in your garden, you have to pull out. If you have your roses planted in a hedge, if you get this in your garden, baby, you got to pull out every single rose in that hedge. And it can move from plant to plant, and rosette is transferred from a mite. But let's not talk about the sad things. Now, neighbor went in, he cut his rose bush down to the stump, and yes, of course, it's growing, it's putting up new growth, you guys. I already knew it was going to do that. So I said this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to plant up some containers and keep my fingers crossed that these beauties will be able to make it through the summertime unscathed. If it happens, you guys, I'm just going to come in, I'm going to pull these out, and I'm going to just look at them like another annual container in my garden. So let me go ahead, let's put this in back in this place where we're going to be planting up at. But you guys, I couldn't hold it. I couldn't keep the secret from you guys any longer. So let me go ahead, let me put this beauty back. Wait, one more look. One more look. Isn't she giving, baby? Isn't she giving? So a little bit about me and my garden. I garden in a zone USDA 6B, you guys. I live in the St. Louis region and I love to container garden. I've been container gardening for years, so I have a lot of experience with container gardens. I love to set up beautiful creations. I love to set up beautiful container arrangements, whether it's in groupings or individual containers. And you guys, I do this in my garden in the springtime, in the summertime, in the fall, and yes, also in the winter. In the winter, we also come in and we do beautiful displays outside in my garden. And also we do beautiful container arrangements on the inside as well, you guys. So I like to keep something blooming in my home all the time, inside and or out. And then also we do a lot of floral arrangements, but I'm not going to get into what all we do on the channel. Now, it's a couple of components when you guys are looking at doing containers. Now, I do sometimes what I like to call the typical container, where you have a thriller, something that spikes out, something that's tall, something that stands up tall like a tree, like a stander, or a regular tree. You guys, I throw big trees in big containers. It's no rules for me in my garden how I do it. So, or you can just, you know, do the traditional with a thriller with some type of tall flower that gets bigger. But your thriller is going to be your showstopper. Your thriller is what's going to make people that's walking by stop and say, hold on now, what you got going on here? Your thriller is going to command all the attention. Then also the traditional container, you got your thriller, and then you got your filler. Your filler is going to come out around the base. It's going to mound up a little bit. You have your spiller. Your spiller is going to come down. You're going to drape. Now, when you guys are using those components in container gardening, and I know you guys can hear it off in the distance. My neighbors outside working in their yard. But what would the summertime or springtime be if you don't hear lawnmowers in the distance or weed whackers in the distance in this scenario? So we'll keep moving forward, and hopefully you guys can hear what I'm saying. Now, your spiller, supertunias, you can have petunias, it's so verbenas. I mean, the list goes on and on. You can also put greenery. You can go back and forth with if you're going to use your spiller as a greenery aspect. You can go back and forth with if you're going to just use blooms. But you can also take different variations of that container and then make your container how you see fit. We're going to use just 2 categories of flowers. So you guys have seen our thriller, but then you guys, we are coming in with some beautiful petunias. And the colors, baby, we are going to play with all of the colors inside of that rose, and we are just going to pull them out. Let's start off. We're using a beautiful petunia here. And look at that. You guys, look at that. Look at that. Wait a minute. Do you see what we just did here? So you guys, we went in here. You see how I'm pulling those colors out? Do you guys see that? Okay. Now, if that's not enough, one thing to keep in mind now, I could go into the bottom of this container and I can plant the same exact plant around the bottom and it will be gorgeous, it will be beautiful. But I like to play with texture too. So, where we're going to play with our texture, but then also the softness of the color. You guys, look at that. This is a verbena, okay? So if we take the 3 of these containers, so let me get these where you guys can see them. And I want to show you guys the harmony in this. Do you guys see that? And I do have 2 of these trees, and we're going to be popping these babies in some just simple concrete containers, you guys. I didn't pull nothing new out, although I thought about it. I ain't gonna lie, I thought about it, but we have an amazing display that we're going to be doing this season, and I don't want to take from that. Okay, let me show you guys the containers that we're going to be using to plant up these beautiful plants. Come on, you guys, let's walk over here. So these concrete containers right here are the containers that we're going to be using for this arrangement. Now we do have some soil in here, so let's go ahead and let's plant these babies up, and then we'll talk about the plant choices, so forth and so forth. So I'm so excited to get these in. I think this should come out of the pot real easy. So let's go ahead and let's plant these babies up real quick. Little bit of maintenance that I'll be doing on these roses, so I'll just have to go in and I'll be deadheading them to make sure they stay beautiful, to make sure they continue to bloom, you guys. And as always, you definitely want to use clean equipment. Also, I am going to come in and I am going to trim back my super petunias, you guys. Give them a little bit of a haircut to make sure they can continue to bloom. So I'm just going in and I'm just cutting these back just a little bit, and the plant will love me even more for that, you guys. So I'm just shearing these back. And what that's going to do is that's just going to help the plant just get a little bit more stronger. So especially on these Bermudas, because they're extremely leggy. See what the top of the plant looks like once I've went in and I have taken off all of the dead blooms. So this will be one that I'll be watching to make sure I continue to deadhead it. That way it will continue to bloom. And then also I'll have to monitor to make sure my neighbor's rose rosette mites that actually cause rose rosettes don't find their way into my garden. If they do, you guys, I'll have to go in and pull them out. But you guys, can you see just how the pink color and the tones of yellow, the tones, soft hues of orange are just coming out? You guys, I'm so excited about this. I'm going to water these in a little bit later. And I did go ahead and I added a support with these. Typically, especially for the price point that I bought these at, when you buy these, they should come with a stake, but they didn't. It's okay. So I went ahead and I put a stake inside of these. And you guys, I'm so excited with my result. I can't wait to transition the rest of my patio from its spring outfit into what it's going to be wearing for the summertime, you guys, because I am just getting started.